Have you guys ever heard of this Baba Vanga? I don't know how to say it, but it's like a mystic or clairvoyant or whatever. What's with the picture though? Like all the pictures are almost all the same. It's this picture right here because she's blind. Her name's Vangalia Prandiva Gushtirova, commonly known as Baba Vanga, had predicted the year 2023 to be gloomy with possible visits from aliens and nuclear explosions. Now it's getting good, man. But it says this blind clairvoyant who allegedly correctly predicted 9/11, tensions with North Korea, Brexit, Barack Obama's presidency, the death of Princess Diana, etc., made some shocking predictions for 2023. She was known as the Nostradamus of the Balkans. Nostradamus made predictions that ran until 5079, a year when she believed the world would end. What's with all these like psychic grifters, and then they all have some system to tell you the exact date at the end of the world or whatever? Look at this thing. They credit her with the World Trade Center and Brexit predictions. Look at this thing. Okay, and the reason she went blind, it says, is because she got like sucked up in a tornado when she was like young, apparently. They have a statue of this woman built. She predicted cold regions will become warm and volcanoes will awaken. A huge wave will cover a big coast covered with people and towns, and everything will disappear beneath the water. Everything will melt. So she predicted what? Climate change, tsunami. Let's go back to the 2023 ones real quick. She predicted bioweapons. So we're gonna see coming up in the new year. We're gonna see if Baba Vanga is right or if she was full of shit. Some of the things that I was reading about her says she goes up to like 85% accurate. Yeah. David Pryor says, I predict storms and volcanoes. That's basically all it is, right? Like there will be like civil unrest in Middle East countries. Certain governments will claim way too much power from the people. They will heavily tax their people. Like you just say some vague fortune teller stuff like that, and people will be like, wow, how'd you do that? Okay, she predicted a solar storm for 2023, so we're going to look out for this stuff. Baba Vanga claimed a solar storm would strike Earth on 2023 on a scale the world has never seen before. She claimed in 2023, a big country will carry out bioweapons research on people. The result of such research will cause the death of thousands of people. Baba Vanga predicted a nuclear power plant explosion in 2023. Okay, so not a nuke missile, but a power plant explosion. That's pretty specific. Visits from aliens. One of the scariest predictions among all of Vanga's prophecy is about aliens' visit to Earth. As per the fortune teller, the world could find itself covered in darkness. The psychic claimed that millions would die if aliens visit Earth next year. Bring it. Baba Vanga also predicted lab babies. Humans will be grown in labs in 2023. With constant breakthroughs in science, the concept of lab babies could become reality. With Vanga believing parents will be able to decide the skin color and characteristics of the kids. That naughty wife's gonna come home and be like, honey, I went to the lab and made sure the sun would come out chocolate. It's your baby, I promise. 2022, she predicted droughts and floods. That's like as vague as you could be. I'm sure there was a drought somewhere and I'm sure there was a flood somewhere. On 9/11, she said, she even talks like Nostradamus or some shit. She said, horror, horror. The American brethren will fall after being attacked by the steel birds. The wolves will be howling in a bush, and innocent blood will be gushing. Cap. So she didn't know what a damn plane was or what? She had to say some weird shit. Like, why couldn't she just say, like, planes will hit this building? Kirk's disaster, I've never heard of that, but it says in August 2000, the Russian nuclear submarine Kursk sank in the Barents Sea. It was a devastating accident which killed all 118 crew members. But did Baba Vanga predict the calamity? If so, it seems one of her most widely reported statements is true. Way back in 1980, she allegedly predicted that in August 1999, Kursk would be covered with water and the whole world will weep over it. While she was referring to the Russian city of Kursk and was 1 year out, the parallels are undeniably uncanny. She did predict Barack Obama. She said the 44th president would be a black man. Sure enough, Barack Obama would take over George Bush as the 44th leader of the free world. What's more, she appears to have foreseen the evolution of the so-called culture war and the emergence of Donald Trump as Obama's successor. in a time of cultural tumult, according to an undated statement. Where do these statements come from? And like, what's the chain of command for these statements? You could just bring out a piece of paper, like if you're her estate, and be like, oh yeah, see, she said this. But it says, according to this undated statement, everyone will put their hopes in him, Trump, they're guessing, to end it, but the opposite will happen. He will bring the country down, and conflicts between North and South states will escalate. Let's just get it on, right? Civil War 2023. Can we do it? She predicted the assassination of Indira Gandhi, Prime Minister of India, in the early 80s. Many years before, in 1969, Baba Vanga had a vision of Gandhi saying, "The dress will destroy her. I see an orange-yellow dress in the smoke and fire." On the fateful day, the bodyguards opened fire. Indira Gandhi was indeed wearing a saffron-hued sari or whatever. Then it says she predicted her own death. In an interview in 1990, she reportedly pointed to August 11th, 1996, as the day she would shuffle off this mortal coil. That was indeed the case. I would love to see that interview. 1996, and you don't have that interview on camera, or what? Or 1990, I guess, is when she said it. As with all aspects of Baba Vanga lore, the precise facts about this mysterious and fascinating woman did or didn't say is likely to remain lost in the fog of folklore. Vanga led an ordinary life until the age of 12, when she mysteriously lost her eyesight during a massive storm, detailed as a freak tornado. The youngster was said to have been flung into the air and then thrown to the ground by a powerful gust of wind. Her family reportedly found her close to death several days later, with her eyes were injured and sealed shut, encrusted with a thick layer of dust and dirt. So she got so much dirt in her eyes that they just like closed forever like this. Yeah, I don't believe that. Vanga later said she had experienced her first vision during the days she was missing and believed she had been instilled with the ability to heal people and predict the future. They claim that she predicted Brexit, but she said Europe will cease to exist by 2017, something which has not happened. She said Putin will win the 2018 election. Shortly before her death, she said Russia will not only survive, it will dominate the world. So to me, this kind of goes with what Iwar likes to talk about, how like the Tartarian thing is all like to erase like all Western history and everything. Your family members, your ancestors built all that stuff here on this land, and then they want to just steal that away from you and credit it to either these Eastern people, or in some cases even like some people might say like an AI built all this buildings and stuff like that or whatever. But here's the same thing, right? Like there's this powerful mystic, and it's predicting the reign of Russia over the entire Western world, basically, over the whole world, basically. That's her final prediction. And then for the future, she predicted global hunger. China will overtake U.S. as a superpower. There's another like thing where they want to portray the Eastern dominance over the West through like things like this that are designed to go viral on the internet and be shared and passed around. It got pushed to my phone. Polar ice caps will melt, so she's on board with the climate change. From around 2072, a classless communist society will thrive in hand with nature. So you see the Eastern or the communist agenda hidden in the predictions, where these people share this around, and just kind of like predictive programming almost. This is your inevitable fate, this is what's going to happen. Smiley said she's got nothing on The Simpsons. Colony from Mars will enable the planet to become a nuclear power and demand independence from Earth around 2170 to 2256. The universe will end in 5079. All right, well, this lady is too much for me. I gotta give it an F for me. I don't believe any of this unless there's some proof. I mean, you have cameras, you have video cameras. If you could show me this lady on video saying this, I'd still be skeptical even at that point. But if they just come out with writings after something happens and say, oh yeah, she predicted this, it sounds like more like Eastern propaganda to me. Rise of like a Russia, China superpower, maybe those BRICS nations or whatever, just to get you prepared for that type of future.